$20,000 per month to drive a car you will never own. That's $240,000 a year. Just to have access to a Lamborghini that will never have your name on the title. And you know what? People are lining up for it. Welcome back to channel. Today we're diving into the most controversial trend in the luxury car world, the death of ownership. Because in 2026, the wealthiest car enthusiasts aren't buying their dream cars anymore. They're subscribing to them like Netflix. And it's turning the entire luxury automotive industry upside down. Car subscription services are exploding. The global car subscription market, valued at $61 billion in 2024, is projected to reach $89 billion by 2033. That's 13 times bigger in less than a decade. But here's what nobody's talking about. This isn't just about convenience. It's about a fundamental shift in what luxury means. It's about status redefined. And it might be the end of car ownership as we know it. All right, let's start with what's actually happening. Because this trend is way bigger than most people realize. Traditional car ownership, you walk into a dealership, you finance or buy a $200,000 Porsche, you own it for 3 to 5 years, you deal with depreciation, maintenance, insurance, storage, the whole 9 yards. Car subscription, you pay a monthly fee, anywhere from $2,000 to $20,000, depending on the vehicle, and you get the car delivered to your door. Full insurance coverage, all maintenance included, roadside assistance 24/7, the ability to swap to a different car whenever you want, zero commitment. Cancel anytime. That last part, that's the game changer. You're not locked into a 3-year lease or a 5-year loan. You can drive a Ferrari this month, switch to a Bentley next month, and try a Rolls-Royce the month after that, all under one subscription. This isn't some startup pipe dream anymore. The biggest names in luxury are going all in. Mercedes lets you subscribe to vehicles ranging from the AMG GT to the S-Class. Monthly fees from $3,500 up to $8,000. They're betting that their wealthy customers would rather have access to their entire fleet than own one car. Porsche's program lets you jump between 8 different models. Want a 911 Carrera for the weekend and a Cayenne for the family trip? Done. $2,500 to $3,500 per month. Volvo's taking a different angle. Sustainability's everything. And they're pushing EVs and hybrids hard. It's luxury with a conscience, starting around $900 per month. Genesis, Hyundai's luxury brand, offers subscriptions where you can swap between vehicles every 6 months. They're targeting young professionals who want the luxury experience without the commitment. But here's where it gets really interesting. Third-party companies are taking this concept and running with it, specializing in ultra-luxury. We're talking Lamborghinis, McLarens, Ferraris. Their concierge service will literally find any car you want, acquire it, and deliver it to you. Monthly fees? $10,000 to $20,000, and they have a waiting list. Targeting Dubai's wealthy expat community, premium luxury vehicles for people who are only in the country for 1 to 3 years. Why buy when you're leaving? Luxury vehicles accounted for 45% of all car subscription revenue in 2023. That's huge. The luxury segment is driving this entire industry. The market is growing at a compound annual growth rate of 33%. 5 through 2033. For context, that's faster than the EV market growth, the luxury watch market, even the high-end real estate market. This isn't a trend. This is a full-blown revolution in how wealth interacts with automobiles. Okay, so here's the million-dollar question. Literally, why would someone worth $50 million choose to pay $20,000 a month for a car they'll never own, instead of just buying it outright for $400,000? I know what you're thinking, that makes no financial sense, and you're right, it doesn't. At least not in the traditional way we think about money. But the ultra-wealthy don't think about money the way we do. Let's talk numbers. You buy a brand new Lamborghini Huracan for $350,000. The moment you drive it off the lot, year 1, it loses 20–30% of its value. That's $70,000 to $105,000 gone. Year 2, Another 10-15 depreciation. Year 3, you're now sitting on a car worth $200,000. You've lost $150,000 in 3 years. That's $50,000 per year in depreciation alone. Guess what a luxury subscription costs? Often less than that per year when you factor in maintenance, insurance, and storage. But here's the kicker. With a subscription, depreciation isn't your problem, it's theirs. You're essentially paying someone else to eat the depreciation while you enjoy the car. For the wealthy, that's actually smart money management. If you're worth $50 million, you probably want to experience more than one car. But buying 5 or 6 exotic cars means $3 million in capital tied up, insurance on all 6 vehicles, storage space, climate-controlled garage, maintenance on multiple vehicles, registration fees, the headache of selling them later. Or you pay $10,000 a month and you can drive a different supercar every month. 12 different $500,000 cars in a year for $120,000 total. Which sounds more appealing? It's like the difference between buying every movie you want to watch versus having Netflix, HBO, and Disney. Access beats ownership when you want variety. The ultra-wealthy lead fluid lifestyles: 6 months in Dubai, 3 months in Monaco, summer in the Hamptons, winter in Aspen. What are they supposed to do? Ship their Ferrari from Dubai to New York? Store it in a garage while they're gone for 6 months? In the UAE, luxury car subscription services are exploding specifically because of the expatriate population. Wealthy professionals who live there for 2 to 3 years. They don't want to buy a $300,000 car only to sell it at a massive loss when they leave. Subscriptions solve this perfectly. You're in Dubai? Subscribe to a Bentley. Moving to London? Cancel the subscription. Settled in New York? Start a new one. Your car adapts to your life, not the other way around. Let's be real about something. For many luxury car buyers, especially younger ones, it's about the image, the status, the content. If you're an influencer or entrepreneur building a personal brand, what's more valuable? One Lamborghini for 3 years or 12 different exotic cars, each for 1 month, with fresh content every 30 days. Your Instagram feed stays fresh. Your YouTube content stays interesting, your status stays elevated, and it costs roughly the same or less than owning one vehicle. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that's the reality of how some people think about cars now. Here's something people don't talk about. Wealthy people are increasingly wary of long-term commitments, whether it's economic uncertainty, policy changes, shifting tax laws, business liquidity needs, tying up $500,000 in a depreciating asset that's hard to liquidate quickly. That's risk. A monthly subscription you can cancel? That's flexibility. In 2026, flexibility is the ultimate luxury. There's a massive generational shift happening. Millennials and Gen Z, even wealthy ones, value experiences over possessions. They'd rather experience driving 10 different supercars than own one supercar for 10 years. It's the same reason luxury brands now sell experiences, factory tours, exclusive events, private test drives. The car itself is just part of the experience. So those are the reasons the wealthy are buying in. But here's where this gets controversial. Because as much as the luxury brands want to sell you on this dream of effortless vehicle access, there are some serious problems with where this trend is headed. Let's be blunt. At the end of 5 years paying $10,000 a month, you've spent $600,000 and you own nothing. Zero equity, no asset, just memories. If you'd bought a $400,000 car, sure, it's worth less now, but you still own a $250,000 asset. You can sell it, you can pass it down to your kids, it's yours. With subscriptions, you're a perpetual renter. You're paying someone else's mortgage, essentially, building their wealth, not yours. And here's what really bothers me. This mindset is spreading beyond cars. Own nothing, rent everything, subscribe to your entire life. Your car, your house, Airbnb, your furniture, feather, your clothes, rent the runway. your entertainment, every streaming service. Where does it end? At what point do we own anything anymore? These subscription agreements are loaded with gotchas, mileage limits, often 2,500, 3,000 miles per month, overage charges, $1.02 per mile, damage fees, even minor scratches, cleaning requirements, geographic restrictions, swap fees. Want to change cars? That'll be $500, $1,000. Mandatory insurance upgrades, blackout dates during peak seasons. Imagine you're paying $15,000 a month for a McLaren subscription. You take a road trip, go 500 miles over your limit. That's an extra $1,000. You return the car with a small door ding, $3,000 repair fee. Suddenly, your $15,000 month costs you $19,000. And if you think you can negotiate, good luck. These companies hold all the leverage. Don't like the terms? There's a line of people behind you waiting for that car. Here's something nobody wants to say out loud. This trend is making luxury cars even more exclusive, not less. When you had to buy a Ferrari, at least you could save up, work hard, and eventually, maybe after 10, 15 years, afford one. It was hard but possible. Now, to subscribe to a Ferrari, you need to be wealthy enough to essentially throw away $20,000 per month. That's $240,000 per year in disposable income after taxes. Do you know what kind of wealth level that requires? You need to be making $500,000 annually minimum. More realistically, $1 million per year. The barrier to entry isn't lower, it's higher because ownership could be financed over time. Subscriptions demand continuous, massive cash flow. We're creating a two-tier system, the ultra-wealthy who subscribe to anything they want and everyone else who can't even dream of it. Let me address something that really grinds my gears. These subscription companies love to market themselves as environmentally friendly. Share vehicles, reduce waste, it's sustainable. Really, is it? Because what I see is cars being transported hundreds of miles for deliveries, vehicles being swapped out monthly instead of driven for years, increased logistics and fuel consumption, more new cars being produced to meet subscription demand, shorter vehicle life cycles. How is that sustainable? It's not. It's wasteful consumption, dressed up in green marketing. Here's what makes me genuinely sad as a car enthusiast. Subscriptions are killing the relationship between owner and vehicle. The best car stories come from ownership. The first day you brought it home, learning its quirks and personality. The modifications you made over time, the road trips, the memories, the bond. Passing it down to your son or daughter. With subscriptions, it's transactional, sterile. You drive it for a month and hand it back. There's no bond, no story, no legacy. Cars become things you consume, not companions you cherish. And that's a cultural loss I'm not sure we can measure. Here's something insidious. These subscription services are being used to artificially maintain luxury car prices. Think about it. If thousands of luxury vehicles hit the used market every year from people who owned them for 3-5 years, that increases supply. More supply, lower prices. But subscription services keep those cars off the market. They're held in fleet, rotated between subscribers, and when they're finally sold, they're sold through controlled channels. The luxury brands love this. It protects their pricing power. It keeps used luxury car prices artificially high, and it ensures their new car margins stay fat. Who loses? Regular people trying to buy a used luxury car who now face inflated prices. Okay, so we've covered what's happening and the good and bad. Now let's talk about where this is all headed, because this trend is just getting started. Right now, subscription is maybe 10 to 15% of luxury car sales, but industry analysts predict this could hit 40% of the luxury market by 2030. Think about that. Within 5-6 years, 4 out of 10 luxury car transactions could be subscriptions, not purchases. Brands like Mercedes, BMW, Audi, they're going to push this hard because it's predictable recurring revenue. They maintain control of the vehicles. They can collect massive amounts of user data. They avoid the used car market cannibalization. I predict we'll see Netflix-style tiering, bronze tier, $2,000, $3,000 a month, access to entry-level luxury, Audi A4, Mercedes C-Class, one swap per quarter, standard insurance silver tier, $5,000, $7,000 month, mid-range luxury, Porsche Macan, BMW M3, monthly swaps, premium insurance gold tier, $10,000, $15,000 month, high-end luxury 911 turbo, Mercedes AMG GT, unlimited swaps, white glove deliver platinum tier, $20,000, $50,000 month, ultra luxury and exotics, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, concierge service, international access. It'll be like American Express cards, but for cars. Here's where it gets really interesting. NFTs and blockchain could revolutionize this. Imagine you buy a fractional NFT ownership of a Ferrari. That NFT gives you 30 days of access per year to the physical car, voting rights on vehicle decisions, mods, storage location, profit sharing if the car appreciates, the ability to trade your ownership slice, access to exclusive events. You get some ownership benefits without full ownership costs. It's subscription meets investment meets collectible. Sounds crazy? Companies are already testing this model. Here's something collectors should worry about. Subscription is going to destroy the value proposition of limited editions. Why buy a $500,000 special edition Porsche that will appreciate when subscription services will inevitably include those cars? The exclusivity disappears. The investment value collapses. Suddenly, those collectible vehicles aren't worth holding long-term. Here's my most depressing prediction. The used luxury market is going to become a wasteland. Subscription services will hold vehicles longer before selling them. When they do sell, they'll be higher mileage from multiple users, more worn, less careful treatment, worse condition, multiple drivers, less personal care, but higher priced due to restricted supply. The person who used to buy a 3-year-old CPO Mercedes for $40,000, they're going to find those cars are now $55,000 and in worse shape. Luxury becomes less accessible to the middle class, not more. Every subscription vehicle will track where you drive, how you drive, who you drive with, what music you listen to, what destinations you frequent, your habits, patterns, lifestyle. That data will be worth more than the subscription fees. It'll be sold to insurance companies to price your risk, advertisers to target you, retailers to know your shopping habits, potentially employers or government. Your car becomes a surveillance device, and you're paying for the privilege. All right, so after everything we've covered, is luxury car subscription good or bad? Should you do it? It depends entirely on who you are and what you value. Who should consider subscription? If you have extremely high disposable income, $500 year, value variety over ownership, live a transient lifestyle, move cities frequently, use cars for business, content creation, want the latest models without commitment, don't care about legacy or passing vehicles down, then subscription might make sense for you. Financially, it can actually work out. Who should avoid subscription? If you want to build equity and own assets, care about long-term value, love the bond with a specific car, have more modest income under $300 year, want something to pass to your children, value true ownership over access, then subscription is probably a terrible deal for you. Buy or lease traditionally. Look, I love cars. I've been a car enthusiast my entire life, and subscriptions make me uncomfortable. Not because they're inherently bad, but because they represent something bigger. The erosion of ownership culture. The shift from building wealth to endless consumption. From having things that are yours to renting your entire existence. Every generation before us worked to own things. A house, a car, land, assets that could be passed down, that represented permanence and accomplishment. Now we're moving toward a world where you own nothing, rent everything, and exist in a perpetual state of subscription. Maybe that's freedom to some people, To me, it feels like dependence. Here's what I hope happens: we find a balance. Subscriptions exist for those who truly value flexibility, but ownership remains the primary path for those building long-term wealth and legacy. Luxury brands don't kill the traditional purchase option. Used markets stay healthy. And we don't end up in a world where only billionaires own cars while everyone else rents. Because if we lose that, we lose something fundamental about what it means to work hard, save up, and finally buy something that's yours. So there you have it. The luxury car subscription revolution. The good, the bad, and the ugly. To summarize, the market is exploding, growing from $6 billion to potentially $89 billion by 2033. Major luxury brands are all in on this model. For the ultra-wealthy, it can make financial sense, but it raises serious questions about ownership, culture, and class. And the future could go in some very concerning directions. Now I want to hear from you, especially if you're in the luxury car market. Would you ever subscribe to a luxury car instead of buying? Or is ownership too important to you? If you're already wealthy enough for this, have you tried any of these services? What was your experience? And for everyone else, does this trend make luxury more accessible or less accessible? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to know where people stand on this. One more thing before we go. If you're considering a luxury car purchase or subscription, do your homework, read those contracts, understand the true costs, and think long-term about what you're actually getting. Don't let FOMO or social pressure drive a $10,000 a month decision. If you found this deep dive valuable, smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. We cover luxury car trends, industry analysis, and all the topics that affect your wallet and your garage. Check out our video on related topic right there or related topic over here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, whether you buy, lease, or subscribe, drive something that makes you happy.